What's up? Good morning, everyone. And a good morning, it really truly is. Charts are exploding to begin the day. BTC above 65K at the time of filming this video, ADA above 78 cents and looking extremely strong. Right now, this is exactly what we talked about. ADA took that moment to reload before slingshotting to the upside, continuing on this parabolic run like we've been talked about. Now, some people have had problems with the word parabolic. Guys, understand that parabolic is not a percentage gauge. It's not a price gauge. It's a shape, okay? Shape of a parabola. And right now, when we look at this blue line, that's exactly what ADA is doing. It's going parabolic. Now, what's exciting about that is that if it continues to go parabolic, that means we have a very quick shot towards that 90-cent mark, all right? Now, coincidentally enough, ADA is actually kind of not settled in, but it's sitting right at that range of resistance like we talked about, 78 cents. We did go up. We tried to tap 80 cents, but you can see the bodies of both these candles are basically sitting right at about 78, our key level of resistance here, because between 78 and 90 cents, there's not a whole lot. We're kind of up in no man's land at that point. It does not take very long to get to that range, especially when people have the long-term mindset like they do when it comes to ADA. So that's where things begin to get very exciting. Now, I will say this, as exciting as the charts are right now, just be prepared, because what happens earlier in the day during the week is that's when GBTC gets sold. That's when Grayscale liquidates some of their GBTC. Now, remember, we are having higher levels of selling right now because we are starting to go through that Genesis liquidations. I can't remember the number offhand. It was like $500 million worth of BTC dumped on the market, on Friday. But the nice thing is, maybe that throttles back a little bit. I doubt it. I know there's a lot of selling that we have to get through, but if the market eats this up at the rate that we're seeing right now, all bets are off here. Shorts are still getting liquidated. People are still betting against the market for whatever reason. What's funny too is I had someone that was saying that ADA looked weak on the current charts, and we were about to go through our retracement, and this was down at like 72.5 cents. And I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. And I had to, unfortunately, ban him from the channel because he was making some disparaging comments towards certain groups of people. But it'd be nice to go back and say, oh yeah, ADA's really looking weak at 78 cents. Now, what is interesting is if we look back at some of these trends like we've talked about, if we look back at what happened last market cycle compared to currently, we are very much on pace with what we saw at that point. Actually, a little bit ahead of schedule, okay? We've been like that before in these charts. And right now, what that shows is actually getting up to about this price point pre-halving, before retracement. Now, again, I've talked about the possibility that we don't even have this retracement. Again, this is the prior market cycle here. It would normally make sense to have this retracement, but if buying continues, basically look at it this way. This is an accelerated market cycle, all right? We're having acceleration because of institutional buying. We're having acceleration because enterprises are, in fact, adopting blockchains now. But we're also having an acceleration because retail is entering the space earlier, pushing prices higher than they would normally be. Now, the question is does that slow down around the time of halving? Do people begin to take profit? Do we go through our normal drop? And the answer is maybe not, or maybe not quite to the extent that we've seen in the past. This snowball effect going from 5% of the world population in crypto to 10% goes a lot faster than we went from 4 to 5. All right. That's where things get kind of tricky here. Now, what that also means is that as we move further on in this cycle, trying to read the top and trying to read price points like later this year, for example, get very tricky. We could be, somewhere this is a normal market cycle, guys. This is normally where ADA would be if we follow what we've done in the past. So that means late 2025, we'd probably be somewhere in like the $2 to $2.50 range, just below the all-time high. But the problem is we're starting to go again through mass adoption. So it may end up looking something more like this. This is where ADA could be way ahead of schedule. Obviously, the whole crypto market would at that point, but this even shows the same kind of retracement. But this shows us pushing 90 cents pre-halving, which is kind of what we're on pace to do right now. So not to get anybody excited, but this shows by April of 2025, a $14 ADA. Again, don't get too excited. There's no guarantees in crypto or anything like that, but know that things are happening faster. Adoption is happening faster. The demand for crypto now is extremely heightened. And this is just the beginning of demand. There is very little supply in the market, especially for something like ADA, especially for something like BTC as well. And that's going to make charts move faster, especially if people are not selling. So people could, excuse me, people can always do what they want. You know, it's important to take profits. That's the whole reason people are here in the first place, is they want to create generational wealth. They want to, you know, have life-changing wealth. And these are the times where we're finally starting to see that take place. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know what you think we're going to see this week, but have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.